I am Catherine. This is Michael. We recently moved to the village from the Bay Area, and we are very, very happy to be here. And I'm so excited that it's time to build the Temple of Light. It's just such a wonderful time. It's a real amazing time to be here. And when I would come and visit Expanding Light and I would see that field, I would always feel like there was something already there. I wouldn't want to walk across the field. I just felt that there was something there, and to know that that is the spot that they picked to build it, it all just feels I felt a connection, I guess, with it from way back. So the gift of being here and meeting people that have been on the spiritual path and been with Master for 40 years, and new people too, you can feel Master's vibration in all the people here and his spirit working through them. And for us, Master chose to work through us in a very special way on a special project. It was with my brother, Jrom, myself, and Michael. And we've been working on this project for some time, and it was to raise money for the Temple of Light. So I'm happy to say we raised $1 million. So I gotta get close again. It was an interesting experience in a lot of different ways. As we all know, when we work on projects, there's a lot of decisions to be made, small ones and big ones. And every time we faced a big decision about what we should do, we had a picture of Master in the last smile. And we would ask Master, what should we do? You know, and really, he would communicate to us either it was a good idea or a bad idea. So when it was a bad idea, something changed in the picture. And we would always think about the quote, you know, for those who think I am near, I am near. And so he was, you know, working through us, and we were constantly reminding ourselves and comforting ourselves with that thought.
As Catherine said, it's such a blessing that Master was able to do this through us. And we said a prayer that Catherine found in Whispers from Eternity every morning. Catherine and I say this prayer, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. It's, Dear Heavenly Father, when I am asleep, come to me as peace. When I am awake, come to me as joy. When I give kindness to others, come to me as love. When I run with high energy through my legs. When I think, send understanding through my thoughts. When I use my willpower, send your willpower through me. Teach me to think, play, behave, and use my will rightly, for thou art always by me. I love to be guided by thee. We originally were going to do this donation anonymously, but we felt called not to do that because there's an important story to share here, and there wasn't a way to do it without sharing it all. So I want to tell you a little bit about Jrom for those who don't know him. He's Catherine's brother. He's been in prison. He's right here with Jyotish and Devi in 2014, I believe. He's been in prison for 30 years. When he was first in prison, his mom sent him a list of spiritual books to choose from, and he chose Autobiography of a Yogi. And she sent it to him, and he read it and loved it. And so he got I assume she got him the SRF lessons. He completed all the SRF lessons, and he went back to SRF and asked to get Kriya. And they said, basically, no, you need to reincarnate, and then you can get Kriya. So undaunted, it did not stop him. And undaunted, he continued, and he found Ananda, and Asha and David came to his trial. Jyotish came and gave him Kriya in prison 26 years ago. Swami and Jrom traded letters with each other, and Swami felt very strongly that a great injustice had been done, and that Jrom must be released. And he had urged Asha, Ananda, and others to take action and to support Jrom however they could. And I think if I have this right, it was Ananda, who was asked to write a letter to the governor, and Asha, who was asked to write a letter to the president. So amongst other things. And you'll hear a little bit more about that later. So I want to tell you a little bit about our project. The fundraising project began when Jrom identified a business venture that matched all of our 3 skill sets. And we developed the plan throughout last year. And Davey early this year shared with us that the Temple of Light funding was needing more attention. And so it was at that point that we set a goal for ourselves to try to raise $1 million. And we've been working intensively on it every day this year. I mean, traveling home 7 days a week has been just a real labor of love and master working through us. Jrom is a brilliant teammate to have. This is a guy with a 180 IQ. Is unflappably buoyant. For people who know Dambar or Biraj, it's sort of like them. In that sense, he has a very strong work ethic, and all of that's quite incredible given his circumstances, being in prison all this time, doing Kriya twice a day, doing his energization, all that kind of stuff. He's the youngest person to pass the CPA exam when he was 17. It's notably supposed to be harder than the bar exam. Lawyers may disagree, but that's what I've heard. He is the youngest person to trade on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. He had a full seat at age 20. And he has many incredible stories, many personal miracles. And he's the reason that Catherine and I are here. I mean, not only was he a tirelessly champion for this project and driving the project, really, but he also was tirelessly advocating for Catherine to go to Ananda, to read Master's works. He sent her the SRF lessons. So we have so much to thank him for that, because that's how we found Ananda. And so he's really a shining example of rising above one's circumstances to spread Master's work. This community has given us so much. Swami supporting Jrom, love and support of him by Jyotish and Devi, Ananda and Maria, Asha, David, Shanti, Ram, Diana, and others. So many great souls praying for his freedom. It's just huge for us. I want to close by reading a letter that Jrom dictated to us yesterday to read for you guys here. My name is Jrom. I operate Ananda's satellite office at the Pleasant Valley State Prison in Fresno County. I am happy to be with you in this way on this joyous occasion. This gift is being made under the leadership of Jyotish and Devi and through the guidance and blessings of Swamiji and our masters. The passage I most frequently recite to myself from the Gita is this one. He who works for me alone, who makes me his goal, who lovingly surrenders himself to me, who is non-attached to my delusive cosmic dream worlds, who bears ill will towards none, beholding me in all, he enters my being, O Arjuna. I repeat this passage to myself several times a day as a prayer for guidance and attunement. I have been in California prison system since 1984. In 1987, I read the autobiography of a yogi. That year, I began a serious study of Yogananda's lessons as distributed by SRF. In 1988, brimming with spiritual ardor, I wrote SRF from Folsom State Prison requesting Kriya. The Mother Center replied that I would have to die and reincarnate, essentially, before I would be deemed worthy of that right. I took their letter with equanimity, reasoning that whether I received initiation was ultimately a matter between Yogananda and myself. A couple years later, I was at the San Mateo County Jail awaiting trial, and my mother, rest in peace, told me about the Ananda Church of Self-Realization. My call was answered by David and Asha, who began to visit me at the county jail. They adopted me. The ensuing years saw me warmly embraced by my Gurubhais at Ananda. Jyotish came and gave me Kriya initiation in a secluded room within the San Mateo County Jail in 1991. I began a correspondence with Swamiji, who gave me my second Kriya over the telephone in 1995 while I was in the LA County Jail awaiting a decision on my appeal. When I was sent back to Folsom for further grueling years of imprisonment, Ananda and Maria, then of Ananda Sacramento, frequently came to see me. When I experienced a run of good fortune while trading the stock market from a pay telephone at New Folsom State Prison, overachiever much, began to tithe to Ananda. During those years, Jyotish and Devi also came to see me often, as well as Diana and Ram and Asha and David. They often prayed for me, and Swamiji never ceased exhorting them to help me and me to never give up. In the last year, Shanti, Asha, Ananta, Maria, and Jyotish and Devi have all come to visit me at considerable time and expense to them, I might add. A score of my Gurubhais made the trek last year to support me during oral arguments in front of the Ninth Circuit U.S. Court of Appeals. My heart soars as I consider the high consciousness and selfless spiritual justice of my Gurubhais. In short, over a span of some 25 years, I have known myself to be an equal in this church, and as such, a cherished member of Ananda. There has remained in my heart an ambition to contribute to the work of my Gurubhais. I have never thought that my opportunity to so contribute was impaired by my circumstances, but rather knew it to be enabled by my circumstances. Born of words from Devi and Jyotish about the importance of the construction of the Temple of Light, and an inspiration I had about a particular business venture, my sister Catherine and her brilliant husband and my brother on this path, Michael, conceived a conspiracy some months ago to raise $1 million for the temple. Through the works of many sleepless nights and through my sister's God-consecrated will, my knowledge of investing, Michael's genius with software and technology, and his great and unselfish heart, I'm not adding anything. You can audit later if you want. And through many fervent prayers for grace and attunement, our conspiracy for the Temple of Light bore fruit. We are so happy to share these glad tidings with you this evening. I send my love and loyalty. Where there is Dharma, there is victory. That's the end of the letter. So we are going to have some beautiful cards that Surya put together for people to sign and write notes to Jrom in the mailroom. Would love for anybody to participate. Just sign it or write them a note, whatever you like. And for people online, if you want to include a note to him, just email Geeta@ananda.org and she will get it included. Please pray for Jrom's freedom.